industry-wise, for defense, very well organized economy. It's going well, I would say, in Europe, more or less, with the exception of some southern countries. So many other topics are arranged, so you don't need the classical nation state anymore to protect your interests as citizens. You can do it without. You can function as a region without being a real, true, classical tyrant nation state. That's one thing. Concerning your country, we have had a discussion in Belgium as well. In Belgium you had local municipal level, you had the provincial, your district level, you had the regional level with parliament, you had the national level with parliament, and above that you have the European level, with the European Parliament also in Brussels. Some research indicated that in a good functioning democracy you can only have a maximum of 3 levels. Local level, municipalities, normally the closest to the citizens. An intermediate level, regional, district level, whatever you opt for, and then a national level. And in the future, you will have to deal with the 4th level, that's the European level. So it might be good to diminish the impact of the intermediate level. So you have the municipalities, the national level, and the European level, ideally. I fully agree with you. It's not for the sake of Europe that you would need to change the constitution. It's for your own sake that at some point you will need to change the constitution. The constitution is what it is because it was the best way at some point to finish the conflict. It's far from perfect. There are all kinds of different options and different models thinkable. You need to change the constitution. You rightly pointed out. It's a matter of finance. It's a financial issue in the end. Is democracy functioning well in your country? In general, I would say no. It's fairly problematic because you have too many different levels, too many people dealing with politics, too many administrations. That's not really the way you can function. It should be organized in a much more effective way. So less different levels, less parliaments, I would say. That's also very important. So stick to the minimum you need really to have it functioning. Then you can make progress. How you will discuss and develop and agree on a new constitution, to me also an open question. I don't know, but it can go in all directions. Let's do some brainstorming, let's think about it, I would say. That's the best way to move on. But also don't leave it only to the political bosses. The heads of political parties are not the only ones who should have a say in the future of your country. It's up to you as citizens to deal with that, to critically assess and see what can be done. And journalists, of course, again, should be in the front line for this, to raise ideas and suggestions and interview people and make it a real political topic, not only for the politicians, but for everyone, for all the citizens. You had a question.
Boris Trovic, Faculty of Humanities in Mostar. The thing you need to know about Bosnia and Herzegovina is that the media literacy of the people is on a big and a huge undesirable level because the politicians here, and we have lots and lots of them, do not want the people to actually understand the political system because it's easier for them to exploit the political system. We have over 40 ministries. Germany, I think, has less than 14. We have over 40. We are divided on so many levels. I don't know. We have Ministry of Justice on national level, Ministry of Justice on the level of Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Republika Srpska. Everything is tripled, and the state of mind of the people is, I don't know. It's. I feel like everyone is numb in this society. So journalists don't actually have the motivation to report about those things because the people don't get them. We are always like constantly saying, I don't know, we have to write our texts like we are writing them for truck drivers. I'm not going to school and educating myself to write for truck drivers. I want the people to get me. I want to, if I'm writing about serious problems, I want people to get the serious problems. Here in Bosnia, the consumers of the media, if they see an article longer than half a page, they don't want to read it. So it's kind of the biggest problem. We do like to blame the media a lot here, But the people are those who create the media. The media are bad because of the people who cannot process the things that the media, how do you say, publish. I don't know. So my question is, how can we fight against that state of mind as journalists, because we cannot do our job efficiently enough because of the consumers of the media? Thank you.
It's a very interesting question, very challenging question as well. I agree with you with the fact that the division of, first of all, of powers is not well organized. There are overlapping competences, which is very problematic. Concerning the issue of the consumer side, but that's what you are facing in any country. What you see increasingly in Western European countries, or the Western world as such, is that the media, they organize focus groups with citizens and whatever, the readers and so on, and they try to figure out what do people want to hear. And then they discover that most people, they like to hear about sports, football, entertainment, corruption as well. That's one of the top level issues, of course, and all kinds of awful things that happen. But about politics, that's very low on the agenda. In general, people are not interested in that. The problem is, of course, if you would like to be popular, you would like to sell good as a medium, what you do then is you try to accommodate a little bit the people who, your target audience, and see what they want. But the problem is, it's not only in good journalism, it's not only should not only reflect what people want, but what needs to be there. You need to have in a good medium, in a good newspaper, on television, on radio, you need to do political reporting, whether people like it or not. That's one thing. The second thing is that people need to be educated to this. I see that you all go through an education to become a journalist. What about the readers? Do we pay enough attention at school from kids, first primary class or even before the moment they start reading and writing? To drag them into this, to tell them, please read newspapers. And that's this educational process, that's also something that's often lacking. People, if you don't get any interest at school, because at home your parents don't read any newspaper, your family, you never see people reading newspapers or being interested in any news. Yeah, exactly, yeah. But maybe that's also a problem. But there are also many online newspapers. If you have a mobile phone nowadays, you can access, or even with a computer, you can access. Yeah, but also, yeah. But I see that many people can afford to have mobile phones, so that's general. So that's also an issue. It's a matter of priorities as well. In general, my feeling is that you are working on the professional side. So the professional journalists, you are very well-trained, well-educated journalists, at least that's what I believe. The other side, the consumers, there's a long way to go. We need to work on educating people as well. Kids from the primary school need to be interested, to get interest in what is this in newspaper, how do you make it, what do you write in a newspaper. And there are all kinds of funny things that you can do with kids to get their interest and to make it attractive for kids as well. Children's supplements to newspapers, for example, and weeklies are very important, I believe, because that's where you make the link between the children and the real world. So gradually they will get the two together and they will move from one to the other as well. And then, of course, always news should be relevant, of course. The problem is, on the one hand, the people reading newspapers, they would like about sports, football, and so entertainment. And about the murders and the traffic accidents, so that's also very interesting. But you can kill them with that as well. If it's too much negative news about corruption scandals and whatever it is, you kill your public, your readers. Because at some point they don't want it anymore. Even Antonio, yesterday he said to me, Peter, there's in the worldwide, when you see what's going on all over the world, there's so much negative news. Whatever you read and hear, it's all in such a negative mood. About economic crisis, about big incidents, about new upcoming wars, about conflicts. It's not something to to start your day with, I would say. So that's the other problem, of course. How are we going to deal with that as journalists? Can we offer them some positive news as well, some constructive ideas? And that's also when it comes to the Constitution. As you pointed out, of course, we need to change it at some point. The question is, how do you enter the process? Is it because we have to do that because of the European Union? No. We should consider this because it might improve your living conditions, the overall situation in your country. And how it should look like, there are many options possible. But let's think of it from a constructive perspective. As journalists reporting about this, don't look into it because Europe would be there with the stick. No, look into it because it's attractive to think about how can we establish a good functioning democracy? What can we do about it? That's the starting point. That's where you journalists, I think, can play and should play a critical role. Yes, please.
Samo moment, oprostite, sam isključila, ali čujem. Samo dok rasprava ne ode suviše daleko, dužna sam svoje predstavljanje, prvo zbog gosta Pitera. Znači, moje ime je Tatjana Udovičić, ja sam izvršna direktorica Vijeća za štampu, jako mi je žao što nisam bila u prilici od početka da prisustvujem, imala sam neke druge organizacione poslove i sad kad čujem kvalitet ove diskusije i odgovore koje nudite, utoliko mi je više žao što nisam bila od početka. Znači, eto, toliko samo da znate da sam ja tu uz vas, a sada možemo nastaviti sa pitanjima.
Ovako, dobar dan, ja sam Mama Šodelac sa Fakulteta političkih nauka u Sarajevu. Ja imam dva pitanja. Prvo pitanje je upućeno kolegi Nenadu. Zanima me, bez obzira znači koliko su Rusija i Kina ekonomski razvijene i ekonomski jake, da li je zaista potrebno da se ugledamo na zemlje koje krše neka osnovna ljudska prava? A drugo pitanje je upućeno vama. Zanima me, dakle, našem parlamentu, to je našim parlamentarcima je trebalo skoro godinu dana, možda čak i više da usvoje budžet. Pa me zanima koji je najbolji način da mediji vrše pritisak na parlamentarce da što prije donesi neke tako bitne odluke.